And so it's like, this is hard enough for us to study this. You're going to come make decisions. Essentially, that clerk's going to be running that office, or maybe their legal aid that they have. But you got to be prepared to deal with people who may just learn immigration law after you did. And immigration law, as you all know, is super complicated. And just be prepared for that, the beast that you're going to be dealing with when you're in that court.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this, as immigration attorneys, if you're representing someone in court, no one is going to know the case as well as you do. For instance, I've showed up to trials where the TA, the government attorney, just looked at the file that morning, right? Mm-hmm. So my advice to anyone handling these cases is know your facts back and forth, know the case law really, really well, and educate the judge, right? Because they want help too. They not only are we struggling with perhaps lack of knowledge, right? Because they've never dealt with immigration cases before, but we're also talking about judges who have, thousands of cases on their docket. So they're not going to read everything that carefully. So you really have to be able to go there and just present your case in a really concise but intelligent, rational way so that, you can educate the court and even educate the government. And so if you show up not having done your homework, then, it's you're kind of just leaving it up to the judge and the TA.
If there's one takeaway from this whole scene, I would say it's that's the most important part, because you really control things by having controlling your case and I know what's going on, because no one's going to help you. It's all up to you. The only person you have, or else you're going to feed your client to the lions if you just let it go like that.
Absolutely. Control the narrative, right? Like, especially with my clients, when you're always arguing no matter what you're doing, right? Like, let's say you're submitting an application for relief and you have a table of contents, which is required. In your subheadings, make the argument like particular social group claim, for this. And it's like, you're at any chance that you get, argue your case, present it in a very clean way.
Yeah. And we're going to get into the formalities of how the paperwork should look like, how each court is different. But you got to make your arguments in every line that you have, even a table of contents. And that's a lot of times that's the only thing they may look at. And for even USCIS,
yes.
The cover letter is so important because they might not bother looking at the evidence. They'll just flip through it and be like, okay, they made an argument. I don't have the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to this episode. For previous episodes and more, please visit the podcast page of our website, immigrationlawyerstoolbox.com. You can also visit the Toolbox YouTube and LinkedIn pages to catch the video versions of these podcasts, news updates, and a lot more. Immigration lawyers can also contact me to join the private Facebook page. The email is info@immigrationlawyerstoolbox.com.